If you were sent 4.8 billion kilometers away, you would experience temperatures below -200 degrees Celsius. The sunlight would be so weak it would be almost invisible. You would be right again, this is the location of Pluto. It was once removed from our planet list. But it hides a secret. It is more complex than many large planets. Fortunately, humans have already flown here. And this is the true edge of the solar system. If you stood on the surface of Pluto, you could see glaciers flowing. There are mountains up to 3,000 meters high. There is a companion star almost as large as itself orbiting it. 50 miles there might even be an underground ocean, and even more incredibly further out. Humans have found a time fossil from 4.5 billion years ago. That is not a planet. Those are the primitive building blocks from the dawn of the solar system. What you need to do now is not listen to stories, but follow a piano-sized probe. Flying across the entire solar system, we depart from Earth. Target, Pluto. Planetary science has already deeply explored the inner rocky planets of the solar system and the outer gas giants. Pluto is the last unexplored virgin land among celestial bodies of its kind. To fully piece together the evolutionary story of the solar system, we must reach Pluto. The biggest challenges for the probe are distance and speed. The probe needs to fly over 4.83 billion kilometers. It must arrive within 10 years and accurately hit this tiny target. Engineers built a piano-sized probe, equipped with various detection instruments, powered by a small nuclear generator. In January 2006, New Horizons launched at the fastest speed of any spacecraft in history. Embarking on an interstellar expedition, New Horizons' journey was meticulously planned. In 2007, it flew past Jupiter and used its gravity to accelerate. For most of the time it was in hibernation mode to save energy. In the summer of 2015, after nearly a decade of travel, the probe reached a historic moment. 90 days before flying past Pluto, the blurry spot gradually cleared into a real planet. The color images transmitted 24 hours before the flyby amazed even seasoned scientists. This frozen planet appeared in clear detail to humans for the first time. Pluto is not frozen and dead. Instead, it is geologically active with complex terrain. On its equator is a giant heart-shaped landform spanning nearly 1609 kilometers. Known as Pluto's heart, later named Tombaugh Regio. Virgil Foci ad livin Tombaugh Regio, commemorating its discoverer Clyde Tombaugh. The left lobe of the heart is the Sputnik Planitia, a nitrogen ice plain stretching about 966 kilometers. Close-up observations revealed the surface of the plain is covered with a network of polygonal convection cells, up to about 48 kilometers wide. This proves that Pluto's surface is still being reshaped by geological processes. The faint continuous heat from within causes the nitrogen ice to slowly churn, forming this unique landform. Sputnik Planitia overturned scientists' understanding of distant frozen celestial bodies. Pluto's average temperature is as low as -225 degrees Celsius. Normally, geological activity should have long ceased, but there is clear movement of matter and flow of energy here. Models suggest there may be a layer of liquid nitrogen beneath the ice sheet, even a liquid water ocean mixed with ammonia. It is this underground reservoir that has kept Pluto geologically active for billions of years. This plain most likely originated from a basin formed by an early giant meteorite impact, and was later gradually filled with nitrogen ice. West and south of Sputnik Planitia stand towering mountains made of solid water ice, with a maximum elevation of about 3,353 meters, comparable to the Rocky Mountains on Earth. In the extreme cold, water ice is as hard as granite. These mountains are mostly fragments of ancient crust, uplifted by geological processes or cryovolcanism. Virgil Foci ad livin Tombaugh, the most prominent among them are Hilary Montes and Tenzing Montes Regio. Montes, the most prominent among them are Hilary Montes and Tenzing Montes. Montes named after the first summiter of Mount Everest. Their existence indicates that Pluto's crust fractured and is buoyant, able to support massive ice blocks floating on nitrogen ice or a subsurface ocean. Beyond the mountains, Pluto also has a system of canyons and troughs stretching for hundreds of kilometers. Channels in the Virgil Chasma region, suggesting past cryovolcanic activity. Erupting slurries of volatile substances like water and ammonia, reshaping the surface. Sputnik Planum, additionally 20 miles. Glaciers flow from the edge of Sputnik Planum towards mountains like Ik Planum. Their movement is consistent with glaciers at Earth's poles, proving that this planet has never been dormant for billions of years. Continuing to evolve to this day, New Horizons also discovered that Pluto possesses a delicately layered thin atmosphere, extending hundreds of kilometers into space. As the probe flew away, it captured Pluto's atmosphere, displaying a brilliant deep blue halo against the backlight. This blue hue originates from sunlight scattering, ultraviolet rays breaking down methane to form haze particles. Particles recombining into tholins, which then settle to color the surface reddish-brown. This haze is divided into at least 20 distinct layers. The mechanism of its formation remains a mystery. Pluto's atmosphere is primarily composed of nitrogen, with trace amounts of methane and carbon monoxide. Its dynamics are complex and variable. It takes 248 years to orbit the Sun. The vast changes in its distance from the Sun cause minor fluctuations in surface temperature, which in turn triggers drastic atmospheric changes. As it approaches the Sun, ice sublimates, thickening the atmosphere. As it moves away, gases freeze and settle, forming ice caps. This cycle spans centuries. It is predicted that Pluto's atmosphere may completely freeze over in the next century, becoming a silent, airless world until the next cycle begins. The interaction between the atmosphere and the surface has led Pluto to develop active weather. Nitrogen frost may condense in high-altitude mountainous regions, while seasonal methane snow might occur in low-lying areas. These frost and snow layers slowly migrate with air currents. Subtle changes in Pluto's appearance can be observed from Earth. Scientists are still searching images for dunes and wind streaks to confirm that even in Pluto's near-vacuum atmosphere, there are winds strong enough to shape the landscape. Color data indicates that Pluto is not dull and monotonous, but its surface is a tapestry of white, brown, and red. Bright regions like Sputnik Planum are composed of nitrogen ice, carbon monoxide ice, and methane ice. Darker areas like the equatorial Cthulhu macula are covered by tholins formed by sunlight. These molecules not only color the surface, but also provide valuable references for studying early Earth's geochemical environment and exploring the origin of life. Providing valuable references, what shocked scientists the most was that this celestial body, only about 2374 kilometers in diameter, less than 18% of Earth's, possesses such rich topographical diversity. Within a small area, it has mountains, canyons, and icy plains, as well as complex atmospheric phenomena comparable to large planets. This also raises many questions. How can such a small celestial body retain enough heat to drive geological activity? Does a subsurface ocean still exist? What are the implications for the habitability of icy bodies in the Milky Way? Even the minute details of Pluto's surface are highly valuable. Small pits in some areas are most likely formed by the slow sublimation of nitrogen ice. The formation of each pit takes millions of years. Like the planet's tree rings, other dark streaks suggest evidence of material transport by wind. Some areas of the surface have almost no impact craters, indicating they were reshaped within the last 10 million years. From a cosmic perspective, this is merely the blink of an eye. Confirmed its active geological activity. Pluto has 5 moons. The most central is the largest moon, Charon. Charon's volume is extremely large relative to Pluto. The two form a binary system, orbiting a common center of gravity outside Pluto's surface. This is extremely rare in the solar system. Charon has a diameter of about 1207 kilometers. It is the largest moon in the Kuiper Belt. New Horizons high-definition images allow humanity to get a clear glimpse of its appearance. Charon's most striking feature is a polar red ice cap, colloquially known as the Mordor Dark Region. Its formation is related to Pluto. Methane in Pluto's atmosphere easily escapes, drifts to the extremely cold Charon, freezes into methane ice at the poles, undergoes chemical reactions when exposed to solar ultraviolet radiation, forms tholins. Long-term accumulation forms this red ice cap. This also proves that the chemical evolution of the Kuiper Belt has never stopped. Charon also has a giant tranquil canyon that spans the entire planet. 0.00 miles over 1609 kilometers long, 0.0 miles 4 times longer and 2 times deeper than the Grand Canyon. One of the most spectacular canyons known in the solar system. This planetary scar originated from the warming of Charon's interior in ancient times. Freezing and expansion of groundwater caused the ice shell to crack and stretch. Traces in the canyon fissures indicate Charon's interior was once warm enough, possibly harboring a liquid ocean, for a distant moon. This is an extremely shocking discovery. New Horizons also found clues of cryovolcanic activity on Charon. Some of its flat plains may have been reshaped by ammonia-rich water or antifreeze compounds from below. These substances have extremely low freezing points, can remain liquid for a long time in extremely cold environments. If the speculation is true, Charon was not only geologically active early on, but is also one of the most dynamic small bodies in the outer solar system. 10 miles Pluto and Charon, outer Charon 10 kilometers. 10 miles also 4 irregular small moons, Charon 10 kilometers. 10 miles Nix Hydra, Charon 10 kilometers. They tumble chaotically. Nix is about 48 kilometers long. Has red patches on its surface, possibly stained by Pluto's tholins. Hydra is about 56 kilometers in diameter and bright, mostly pure water ice. Kerberos and Styx are smaller and darker. They are most likely debris from the impact that formed Charon billions of years ago. After flying by Pluto in July 2015, New Horizons did not slow down. Continued to speed into the depths of the Kuiper Belt at over 51,500 kilometers per hour. Its next target is the even more distant and primitive Kuiper Belt object. This is humanity's first opportunity to explore the most primitive building blocks of the solar system, an ancient small body that has retained its original form for over 4 billion years. It is like a time capsule, carrying the core secrets of the solar system's origin. Exploring the Kuiper Belt object is crucial. Although Pluto shocked the scientific community, it is already an evolved larger celestial body. Cannot fully reflect the appearance of the solar system at its very beginning. Kuiper Belt objects like this classic cold Kuiper Belt object have not changed their orbits since their formation, have not been disturbed by the gravity of giant planets, perfectly preserved the state of the solar system at its birth. Ancient frozen relics from before Earth's formation can unlock the origin code of the solar system. After flying by Pluto, New Horizons adjusted its course multiple times, took 3.5 years and traveled another nearly 1.61 billion kilometers to reach the vicinity of the Kuiper Belt object. At the time of encounter, the probe was 4 billion kilometers from the Sun. It takes over 6 hours for signals from Earth to arrive. This celestial body was previously unknown, making this exploration even more meaningful. Humanity is entering a new frontier never before explored by spacecraft. Before the flyby, this celestial body was temporarily named Ultima Thule, officially named Arakoth in 2019. Derived from Powhatan, Algonquian, meaning sky to honor indigenous culture. January 1, 2019, New Horizons flew past Ultima Thule, captured the first close-up images. Its discovery shocked the scientific community, completely overturned planetary formation theories. Ultima Thule is not a solid rock, but a snowman-shaped contact binary, formed by two irregular lobes joined by a narrow neck. The larger lobe Ultima is about 22.5 kilometers in diameter. The smaller lobe Thule is about 14.5 kilometers. They did not merge through violent impact, but gently fused at extremely slow speeds of a few meters per second. This discovery completely rewrote humanity's understanding of early planetesimal formation. Unlike Pluto, Ultima Thule's surface is peaceful and serene, with almost no impact craters. Virtually unchanged for over 4 billion years, one of the best preserved relics from the birth of the solar system. Its surface features subtle ridges, pits, and bright spots, indicating a complex formation process, but no signs of geological structures or internal activity. In extreme cold of about -233 degrees Celsius, it is frozen in time, witnessing the initial chapters of planetary evolution. Arakoth has a faint reddish hue, consistent with most Kuiper Belt objects. The color originates from Tholene's organic compounds. Solar ultraviolet and cosmic rays react with surface molecules like methane, forming tholenes that accumulate over time, giving it its red color. Its low albedo is darker than Pluto's nitrogen ice plains. Yet it is one of the most scientifically valuable small bodies ever studied by humans. The most significant value of Arakoth is providing crucial evidence for planetary origins. The previous mainstream theory suggested planetesimals formed through high-speed violent collisions of small bodies, but its bilobed shape points to a formation process of nebular material accretion, where fragments slowly gathered and merged in localized regions of the solar nebula. This supports the Pebble cloud collapse model, proving that planetary building blocks formed slowly in situ. Parts of the early solar system were calm and orderly. Arakoth formed within millions of years after the Sun's birth, remaining largely unchanged for 4.5 billion years, like a fossil from the dawn of the solar system, providing humanity with a frozen planetary birth blueprint, helping us reconstruct the formation and evolution of the solar system. Unraveling the mysteries of cosmic origins, the discoveries of New Horizons completely shattered humanity's old perceptions of objects at the edge of the solar system. Pluto is actually geologically active with diverse landscapes and a dynamic atmosphere. Arakoth, on the other hand, rewrote planetary formation theories, proving that the initial building blocks of the solar system aggregated peacefully. These discoveries indicate that the Kuiper Belt is not an inert graveyard of rocks, but a new frontier of exploration full of mysteries. This is just the beginning of humanity's exploration of the solar system's edge. In the future, orbiters around Pluto and exploration missions to other Kuiper Belt objects are already being planned. Perhaps soon, a probe will fly past Arakoth and venture further into the cosmos. Each step of exploration brings us closer to the truth of the universe, more clearly answering the profound question, where do we come from? Writing a new chapter in humanity's exploration of the universe. I am Lao Ma. Good night.